You see that new news about Wonder Woman?
No.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it because I want to keep doing the podcast.
I gotcha.
They have a new group of people joining the Amazons on Amazon Island. So you can Google that for yourself if you're interested. Hi, this is Radio Labyrinth, episode 59 of season 6. And of course, if you're listening on your podcatcher and you're looking at the notes, it says episode 60. So we'll let them fight it out. But, we like to let the shows determine what number they are. So that's just the way things go. We have a guest joining us tonight that hasn't been on the show in a long time, but I see her there now in the window, and she has a very important announcement. And
hello?
There she is. Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that background.
Oh, thank you. It's my walls.
No, not your stupid background.
Oh.
I love that War Games background.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, we quote that at least once or twice a week on
God, the best.
on Haessler Doctrine.
I already told him to put X in the center square, but he didn't do it.
Hell, I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it would do any good.
Get burning on the horn.
Joining us this week on the show to promote something is Autumn Fischer. It's still Fischer, right?
Yep.
You haven't gone to court and changed your name?
No.
No.
I don't know how I feel about that.
My mom did it right away, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. My kids are Fishers. It feels weird to just like distance myself from that so quickly. I don't have any ill will against any Fisher. So
Marry somebody named Hunter next. So Autumn Fischer Hunter.
Oh, or King, Fisher King, or Cut Bait.
yes, Fisher cut bait.
Fisher Cut Bait. Well, anyway, you're on tonight to talk about a podcast appearance that you made recently with our friends Walt and Alan Sanders. And
yes,
of course, that podcast is called The Wilder Ride, ostensibly about Gene Wilder films. But tell us about it.
So every couple of times a year, I think they do sort of a free-for-all sort of episode. And this week's was about Halloween movies. And we covered all kinds of genres of Halloween movies. And we kind of argued about, what it makes a Halloween movie, because there are some sort of questions about whether, I don't know, something like, how there's all the debate about Die Hard being a Christmas movie.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, just because something takes place during Halloween, does it really make it a Halloween movie?
Well, we all know that Die Hard is a Christmas film. If you decide that it should be a Christmas film in your own mind, then it's a Christmas film, right? Anything's a Christmas film if it reminds you of the holidays. Like if you saw, if you saw the movie Saw on Christmas Day and you had a really good time with your family that day, wouldn't Saw remind you of Christmas? And then it would be a Christmas movie.
No, it would remind you of Christmas.
Right.
And that's it.
So what's
a Christmas movie?
What's your example of a Halloween film that's not a Halloween film?
Well, I think we were I've never seen Gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
Did Gremlins take place on Halloween?
Oh, Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we were talking about even like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, that's a Halloween movie, is it not?
I guess it's a Halloween movie. To me, a Halloween movie sometimes just has to be gross.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, because when we were talking about like monster genres, like Godzilla's and the Blob and stuff.
Blob.
And some people consider those Halloween movies, but I feel like they're not.
You can take any horror movie the whole month of October and it becomes a Halloween movie because it's spooky.
Yeah, I guess so. So anything. So then,
what about Silent Night, Deadly Night?
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah,
that's where Santa Claus kills people. Would that be a Halloween film or would it be a Christmas film?
I can't think of one at Halloween that wasn't intended to be a Halloween movie.
I think it eventually it's Halloween near the beginning of Showgirls.
Then it's a Halloween movie.
That's
Because they have to-
definitely Halloween.
Because they have to mark the time so that you know, like, hey, this is Halloween now. And then when you see her later, it's however 6 months later, it all happened in 6 months.
That great scene where they're in the pool and she's thrashing around all over.
Oh, that's just one of
Kyle
many
MacLachlan.
great scenes.
Yeah, that movie's great. I saw it in the theater.
You know where she's from?
Who?
Nomi.
Oh, what TV show she was on?
No. Everybody asks her where she's from, and she goes, different places.
Oh, I remember that. I haven't seen it enough to be able to-
Every line she got, different places.
What about Austin Powers? That's a Halloween movie because it's got Michael Myers in it.
That's true.
Hey, bow, 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 bow.
So how long are you on the entire episode and is it out yet?
Yep, it dropped today.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was a great episode. I love talking to those guys.
Those guys are great. And we just saw Walt at Dead and Company a couple of weeks ago. It was nice seeing
Oh,
him.
cool.
Yeah, I didn't know he was into the Dead. It's funny who you see who's into the Dead. Dave Willis, the creator of many of our favorite Adult Swim cartoons, animated shows. I guess we don't call them cartoons, whatever. But he texted me a couple days after the show and said, "Were you at the Dead show?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "I went to my first one," and he said it was a blast. And he kind of broke down what he thought of it. And of course,
Wow.
everybody likes Mayer now. Then I told him the story about the first Dead show Jeff and I went to, where Jeff broke his nose because we were blacked out doing whippets.
Did you fall?
Jeff fell and I fell with him, and it was kind of like in slow motion. Everything was red, and I turned my head and blood shot out of his nose. And I was tripping; he wasn't. So I had to go around and.
Were you doing whippets and tripping?
Yeah.
Wow, that
Well, I guess we both
seems like
tripped,
trouble.
but I mean, I was also doing LSD.
If you're doing LSD, it really seems like adding anything else to that is a bad idea.
No. Well, now, I wouldn't do it now. I haven't done it since 1991.
Well, I don't think it changes from being 1991 to now. I think if you're tripping, there's no need to add anything. It's like having a spoonful of sugar and topping it with powdered sugar.
I do that. I put that
So good.
on my Cookie Crisp. Add sugar.
Balloons are too expensive now to do whippets at a show.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're two tiny little balloons for $20.
Well,
Oh,
we
how much
have
were they
a-
back then?
Yeah, they're
It used to be a huge one of those huge like punching bag balloons,
Mhm.
and that was $5.
Wow.
Well, that's because we have a crisis of goods and material getting into.
They're
the
all
country.
sitting off the coast of California.
Yeah, all the
Truck.
Chinese made whippet balloons are stuck in a port someplace out west. So what else is going on? How's your other podcast going?
It's going great. One topic
Mhm.
with Greg Russ and Autumn Fischer.
Mhm.
It's going great. We're kind of running out of topics a little bit.
Yeah.
We're in a weird little space right now where both of us are saying like, all right, well, what are we talking about? And then we text each other and then it's like silent for really none of us. And my suggestions are always food oriented and he doesn't ever want to do them.
Always wondered how you guys come up with those when you start running out of ideas.
Well, it used to be just things that would I don't know, trip our memories of something specific or have something that we both have a lot of thoughts about or feelings about. But now lately we've just been like using a word generator online and just coming up with a bunch of things like
It's actually creative
spoons.
because it puts you on the spot and you actually have to talk about something for like an hour. Why don't you have your fans submit ideas?
Yeah, we should do that. The
Call
problem is
out.
that what's that?
Called out 404.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we have a phone number. You can leave a voicemail.
Mhm.
Just kidding. We don't have that.
Oh.
You can find us online and you can send me a DM or something. But yeah, it's been interesting. I really am proud that we've never missed an episode ever since the beginning. And we've had some really rough times for part of those recordings and we still have never missed one. I have missed some because I couldn't go on without being upset.
I did one.
Oh yeah, you were there for one of those.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
like it?
I enjoyed it. Yeah. Oh, I like talking to Greg.
Greg is such an interesting brain.
Mhm.
Extremely deep and nuanced and also like shithead.
Okay.
Well, do you know what I mean? Because he like wants to murder people for doing slight inconveniences to him on the sidewalk, but then he also
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But he vocalizes it. I mean, I think we all think it. Maybe push. I don't know, not murder, but maybe like punch.
Mm. Well, maybe I don't mean murder. He more like he's mentioned like people who play their music out loud on the subway that he wants to slice their Achilles tendon. Like, wow, it's harsh.
Specific about the punishment he wants to met out.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been great. And other than that, just doing the show.
They'd be stuck there listening to the loud music. They wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
I imagine you pick up the thing and hit him over the head with it.
Yeah, I would guess that.
He should travel with Mr. Spock, so Spock can do the Vulcan nerve pinch on him.
Oh yeah.
Double down
and just like incapacitate them and not really hurt them.
Right, not cut his Achilles tendon so he can't ever walk again. That's kind of harsh, but I get it. I mean, I don't know. At least
I know you get it.
Yeah, I get it. I want to ask you: do you do an impression of Selena Gomez?
No. No. The first thing I think about though is her mouth being very small seeming.
Mm-hmm.
Her mouth seems very small, but I've never. I don't even know if I know what she sounds.
You got to put it in your nasally kind of.
Is that what she sounds like?
Only murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something.
If you heard her, I think you'd be able to nail it. Did you watch that series, Only Murders in the Building?
No, I don't watch anything that's like serious, hardly at all. You know what I've been watching is it's a show on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
I forget. It's called like Young Hustlers or yeah, look it up for me, please. It's a series, but it's all different types of young people who have conned other groups of people. And like one of them is this rapper from Detroit that was a really horrible rapper, but he was actually just a con man. And he rapped, he didn't rap on the beat, nothing rhymed, and he was literally basically reading a description of how to con people. He's like, first you go open your Instagram and then you click settings and then you go down into advanced and then you and nobody really understood it, but then it got really big on the street because people were using it to learn how to con people online. And then because the street cred was getting so big, then record companies were getting interested. And there's a bunch of stuff that happens that I don't want to give away because it's really interesting how things go down. But
don't spoil it. I'm going to go watch it right after the show.
Is it Generation Hustle?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Generation Hustle. It's really, really good. And it's like, it's a bunch of episodes. It's like 45 or 47-minute things. They just wrap it up. You know what I mean? Instead of these like overarching series that you get on Hulu about like LuLaRoe or something where it's like
where it could be done in an hour or two, but they take
exactly
episodes.
Yeah, we're still on like talking about some bitch that had to give up her Hummer because she fucking bought some shitty legging. Like, all right,
like that stupid one about the haunted hotel in California where the girl fell in the water tower, and that one was pissed. That one pissed us off. Caitlin and I watched it, and I was like, come on.
What did it? Because it was open ended and didn't really.
No. Because it was anticlimactic, and obviously the place wasn't haunted, and the girl didn't disappear. It was one of the first cases, or a recent case, of where the internet tried to sleuth it out, and they, of course, were all wrong. And the girl fell into a water tower while she was off of her meds.
Right.
And she was
mad they didn't have a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that story is so great though, where God, it's just like it was written, by some talented writer.
Because that video didn't help any.
Well, the video, but then the people, just even how it went down, was like, this water tastes funny.
Yeah. We were drinking remains.
Bloated girl in there.
Yes.
Hey, good soup.
Yeah, hey, good soup.
Good soup.
So you're on the Wilder Ride. It is out now, and everybody should check it out if you're not following it. I'm sure that they have quite a following, though. So most of the people that listen to this show also listen to the Wilder Ride, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And we've all been on it. It is a lot of fun doing that show.
Yeah, it's really great. They're really nice dudes.
And I love that Alan is so good at producing it and keeping it on time. He like does it like a radio show, you know. He's like, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this.
Yeah, they're profesh.
They're profesh.
Can I tell you another thing I'm watching?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It's Kitboga, Kitboga.
Mm-hmm.
He is a scam baiter. And there are a lot of like real shithead scam baiters that really they want to make fun of the scammers and stuff, even though they are criminals and horrible or whatever. But the reason why he started doing it was because his grandmother, who had Alzheimer's, she had money, and she lost a ton of her money to these scammers.
Oh, that sucks.
And I don't know, he's just really caring. I mean, he mostly just keeps them on the phone for a really long time, and he has a voice modulator, and he changes it from these different characters to this like old lady to a young girl to like an older man. And
I think I've seen him on TikTok. Is he on TikTok?
Yeah, he's on TikTok. I think just his video, but he started on Twitch. But I don't know, he's just really, really great. And he ends his things with just know that you're important and you matter and you are loved and stuff. He says like happy painting. I don't know, he just has like a real sweet nature to him.
So he pranks people?
I mean, it's a prank.
Yeah, scammers though.
He's scamming the scammers.
Yeah.
It's really great too, because he does it it's all improv.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to watch him just like come up with stuff on the spot. And he has lots of, I think he has a whole team now, because he has like sound effects. So they tell him to get in his car and like go to the CVS and get gift cards, and they'll test him because they're worried because he's really putting them through the ringer. They'll ask him like, okay, ma'am, honk your horn. And so he has to come up with the horn sound.
Yeah.
And it can't sound like it's fed through the computer. It can't be like burp, burp, that's what
it has to be off mic.
Yeah, it's really good. So he's really talented. You should check it out.
I pranked a scammer last week, just sitting out on the carport. I called up.
You did? Those warranty people?
No, it was somebody selling something and like a solar panel scam. And I called and said something about, I said, Mom, I wanted her to say my name. And the last name, it was Mitch Cum Guzzler. And so she goes, Cum Guzzler? I said, yeah, that's right. And then I got bored with it. I was like mumbling, and I told her I lived on Putty Fart Lane, which she also said, I think. And then I said, hey, we got to wrap this up. I'm about to come. And she just goes, oh, sir. And then
wrap this up. I'm about to come.
But I don't have the permission to share it anywhere.
What do you mean?
That's the title of Tim's autobiography too.
Wrap it up. I'm about to come. 8.5 long. It's more of a pamphlet.
You can use that anywhere.
Yeah.
Subway.
Let's wrap it. About to come.
Come on, wrap that up. I'm about to come.
Let's call this episode. Let's wrap this.
Yeah, let's not call this episode. I would like to keep it on YouTube for a little while anyway.
God, do you remember that? I forget where it is in one of those Mr. Plinkett reviews where he like fake comes all over like a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen DVD or something.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mr. Plinkett videos are still funny. They're never going to not be funny. The original Star Wars ones are the best.
I know. I can't not watch them.
Another thing we quote during commercial breaks that Eric doesn't get, but that's fine.
Oh my God.
Chi-Chi, disappointment in the cooking of the duck meat. All right. Well, you got to get your kids to bed, right? Or Jardy?
Yeah. I turned on the TV for them.
Oh, what are they watching? Saw?
Captain Underpants.
What's Captain Underpants?
It was like a little comic-y thing, and they turned it into a show.
Okay.
It's good. They're into it. They really love Dog Man.
Gilbert watches something. We put it on for him. It's like Coco something or other, and it's just really bad songs and computer generated animation. You know what I'm talking about? Yes.
That's that thing that people are saying is crack for babies.
Yeah, he loves it. He laughs and looks at it.
Where it's like a bunch of, it's like, is it like, sometimes it's like cars and they'll be like driving by like blue.
Yes. We're brushing teeth. We're brushing teeth. And then there's this other crazy show that called Booba, and it's like these spongy. They look like Teletubbies, but they're fuzzy, and they come out. They look like clits, and they, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
I'll send it to you, but every time I'm watching
Okay.
it, I'm like, these things look like clits. That's the name of the show. These things look like clits.
Wrap it up. I'm
trying
about to
think if
come.
there's. Yeah, wrap it up. Oh, those things look like glutes.
Ooh,
I'm trying to think of what. I know Big Mouth is coming back soon.
What's Big
I'm-
Mouth?
I loved
Nick
Big
Kroll,
Mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Kroll. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Where he's playing the junior high kid.
Yeah, Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
Jenny
I would
Slate.
take bubble bath.
Yeah. Why does she smell so good? It's because I don't wear deodorant. I only take bubble baths.
What's that on? Adult Swim?
No, it's on Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
It's like a horny show.
No,
Sometimes I
Yeah.
watch it and I get like, ugh.
for kids.
get Gil to watch it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else good like kid stuff for him to watch at this age.
There's
He's
a
so
lot
little.
of well, I know there are a lot of compilations on YouTube of old Sesame Street episodes. But the thing I hate about YouTube is you can't make a playlist with videos that are tagged for children because I don't know why they do it, but you're not allowed to create a playlist of Sesame Street stuff and old songs and shit like that. I don't know why. They have some.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird because I guess Predators and stuff are making playlists for, I don't know. It's all that
Ew.
ridiculous shit. But, because I want them to watch all these old ones, of course, it's really just me entertaining
I
myself.
think
watching
Sesame Street's on HBO.
Yeah, but these are clips of old ones, like the
I'm
original.
talking about I thought vintage Sesame Street was on HBO, but I could be wrong.
Oh, they might be. I mean, they have so many.
Yeah.
But like the Noonie, that guy, and the typewriter, and then I can't forget to get a quarter milk, a loaf of bread, and a stick of butter.
Oh yeah.
And that's not the one? Oh, the other ones where the kid gets lost and he walks by that weird talking house, and then the guy goes, "Now just follow your steps back the way you came."
Oh, it's on Amazon.
It is okay. Amazon,
Yeah.
Old Sesame Streets. I like Old Sesame Street.
They're so good. You know what?
Homo.
They're nice and paced.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
everything was back then. You watch an
Everything.
episode of Columbo and it feels like you're watching a 6-hour movie compared to watching a show today with all the cuts and.
Well, and nothing has room to breathe.
Right.
Yeah.
You ever see the state sketch where they're eating Muppets?
No,
Mm-mm.
Look that up on YouTube. It's hilarious.
I'm writing that down. The state eating Muppets. All right. Well, Autumn, we appreciate you joining us. And you can stay if you want, but we're going to talk about a bunch of shows that you probably haven't watched yet.
I know. That's what it was so sad being on the show when I was on it more because every time we talked about stuff, I was like, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that.
And everybody gave up on Walking Dead except me. I'm just waiting, trying to run it out.
Are you still, is it still on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in
Wow.
the final season starts in February, I think. The
Death
final.
throw season.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it?
Oh, it's bad.
He's just committed now, so he's got to stay with
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I can't figure out how to just not watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I felt that way about, I don't know, maybe like The Simpsons it was a long time ago. I felt that way. Like, how am I going to not watch The Simpsons or not keep up with it? And then one day I was free.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I
South Park, same way.
I still like the Halloween episodes.
I still like South Park. I still watch that.
Yeah,
South Park is still really intelligent and interesting, but it's almost like I'm over it now. It was kind of the same way with Family Guy. I think if I turned on Family Guy, I probably would laugh at some things, but I think the novelty of it, the way that it was done, it was like the first time that stuff was being done like that, where it was like really crude or surprising or shocking, it's like that kind of wore off. And then that's all it was sort of hanging on to. And I wasn't into it anymore.
The Simpsons got dragged into the woke world and they stopped, they got rid of Apu. And if you look at Apu throughout the years, he was the most moral character. And that's what always bugged me. I mean, I'd quit watching it before, but it was like, all right, well, fuck you. This is stupid. And the same thing with Family Guy with Carl, not with Carl, why am I
Cleveland Brown?
Cleveland.
Yeah. I just think voice people should be able to be voice people. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't understand why I can't do like a an Indian accent.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not saying in an Indian accent voice, like, I'm an idiot because I'm Indian.
No, you're not. You're just
No,
doing
you're just
the
like
voice.
being that person. You know what I mean? Or being like Asian or something, you know?
Right. That's a problem with people who mimic and do other people's voices and stuff. It's not like I don't hate the person. I don't hate people when I'm doing, some I do, I don't know, but ethnic voices, it's not out of hate. It's just because I can do the voice. And there's no difference between doing a British accent, I guess, and doing an Indian accent, except for one of them upsets white people and the other one doesn't. It's all white people who get upset, by the way.
Oh yeah. That was Greg's whole point. Like all the woke people in New York, coming out to protest something that has nothing to do with them or their society or their culture or whatever. But and so the people that it does affect are like, get the fuck out of here. Trying to like get in the store I want to go into. Stop protesting it.
We don't need your shit, asshole. Get out of here.
Yeah, everybody needs to chill.
Chill the fuck out, cocksuckers.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
anyway, you can chill the fuck out and listen to The Wilder Ride and then listen to One Topic. And also, you can chill out after having some delicious hot sauce from hoffandpepper.com and use my code OneTopic15 for 15% off.
Cut that out. We're not.
They're also on Hot Ones. Did you know that?
What are
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, Hot Ones is that show where they eat progressively spicier wings.
Is that the one with like comedians and actors on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think they're the third in hot sauce.
I want to try that one.
I want to get the green one because Caitlin liked that.
Oh, I love the green one. My favorite is the Wake Up Call. It has like something monkey. It's like a brand of coffee in Chattanooga, something monkey coffee in it, and it doesn't taste like coffee, but it's I don't know. It's really good. I really like it.
I like the coffee. Make it milder than like hit the hot sauce and make it milder or give it a little flavor.
I don't know. It's like oranger in color. It's more orange than their original recipe.
So it's delicious.
Are they still making that powder? I like that powder that they had.
Yeah, the Chuck Wagon powder.
Oh yeah, Steph snorts it.
Yeah, I think they still have that.
I used to put that on everything, but I ran out and I got to reorder.
Ah, cool. Well, use One Topic 15.
Yeah.
You know what?
They always have sales and stuff.
Go to Ace Hardware because that's where you get a lot of the good barbecue sauces. You know
where weirdly it is? It's in Hobby Lobby.
Really?
Yeah. Hobby Lobby's trying to be like World Market or something.
Yeah. Here's some wasabi peas with your art and craft crap that you buy. And
a weird bag of like peppermint caramel corn.
Yeah, that's 7 months old.
Oh, caramel popcorn is what I meant.
Yeah, like when you check out at Marshall's or Ross or any of those stores, there's always that food. That's how I'm starting. Like we get our coffee that way now. You get big bags of Starbucks coffee for $10. That would.
Should I do that?
Dude, they have great deals on coffee. And I don't know, it's not expired. It's just like, all right, we're not going to, she got 2 great big bags of Italian roast ground and it was $10.
I wonder if it's returned. Like if someone returns it and then they can't legally sell it.
No, you can't legally do that. If somebody returns food items, you got to throw it away. So I just think it's overstock stuff that people didn't buy.
Oh.
So I don't know, but it's, a great way to get cheap coffee.
Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Ross.
TJ Maxx is a good store.
Are you a Maxxinista?
I don't know what that means.
Sure you don't.
No, I don't know what that means. All right. Well, get your hot sauce and your coffee and shop at discount stores and listen to The Wilder Ride. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me. It was good to see you guys. I don't care about you, Tim. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Fuck you, bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much for coming on the show. That was cool to catch up and talk about The Wilder Ride. Everybody should check out that podcast. Another podcast you should check out is Radio Labyrinth Presents, which is our midweek podcast episode. And this week we had Gilbert Lawand, a comedian, and Michael Albanese, also a comedian, putting on the Red Clay Comedy Festival back in Atlanta the weekend of November 4th. So make sure that you check out that episode. And if you're interested in seeing live comedy again in the Atlanta area, go to redclaycomedy.com. Sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon, among other people, but it's in East Atlanta Village, and it's always a good time, and it's live comedy, and you get a real big bang for your buck. So do that. Jeff and I are going to be at Kusacon. Is that how you say it?
Is Dustin coming too? Hopefully.
Yeah. All 3 of us will be at Kusacon And I'll be hosting the Ming Chen Carrie Means panel. Ming's been on our show a bunch. And Carrie Means is probably best known for doing the voice of Frylock on Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which leads me to my next topic. Not one topic, because we cover many topics on the show, but hopefully we'll be able to talk to Dave Willis soon. The final season of Squidbillies is dropping at midnight on November 7th with 2 episodes, and we will find out the fate of early Kyler and probably find out who's going to be doing the voice, because we sure don't know.
I like how they're leaving it open-ended to generate some buzz.
Yeah, absolutely.
They could just say, hey, it's
so-and-so.
Yeah.
And I tried to get him to tell me who it was, but he said, I can't tell you that. And I'm like, I know you can't tell me that. But hopefully he'll come on. He said he'd come on in a couple of weeks, but it's such a secret that nobody wants to leak anything. So. But I can't wait. Squidbillies is a great show. Sad I'm not on any of the episodes in the final season, but that's okay. So what else is going on? We got I'll take a break and come back and talk about the finale of Only Murders in the Building.
And we're back.
We are back, and this is where I'm missing Steph, because I know that she watched this series, Only Murders in the Building. But all 3 of us have watched it, right?
I haven't finished it, but it's fine to go ahead. It's fine to go ahead, because I've already seen some YouTube videos that have already spoiled it.
We won't say who killed Tim Kono, but we can talk about other stuff.
Well, we don't need to say it, because you tweeted it the other day before I had watched it.
I did not.
Yes, you did. I mean, okay, because I knew what you were talking about. Oh, so
you know what I was talking about.
Oh, so she came all the way from Scranton. I saw your tweet, bitch. Well, we can't spoil it for you unless you know already, Dustin. Do you know already who the murderer is?
I've seen a couple of YouTube videos that have alluded to the ending, so it's not going to be surprising, which is fine. I'm used to things getting spoiled on YouTube now. I'm there too much.
All right. So you know that Oscar was the murderer. Okay, good. We'll proceed from there. So this series, Only Murders in the Building, was on Hulu, and it starred Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, Amy Ryan, who's a fantastic actress, very good at comedy and drama, and also does the best Gilbert Gottfried impersonation of all time. She sounds just like him, and she has everything down perfectly. Aaron Dominguez as Oscar, Julian, I can't say it's he, as Tim Kono, and Nathan Lane as Teddy Dimas, Ryan Broussard, who played Will, who was Martin Short's son. Tina Fey had a nice little turn in that series, and a whole cast of people from
Sting.
Sting, of course. It was funny in that final episode when you heard, what was that Sting song that came on? Fields of Gold. It was his ringtone or alarm or something. So the final episode really wrapped everything up, and then it gave you a little twist at the end, so you can anticipate season 2, which has already been greenlit, and that will be called Only Murderers in the Building, thanks to Tina Fey's Cinda Canning character, who is a podcast host for NPR. Very clever, well done. Speaking of pace, very well paced sitcom, I guess, or dramedy. I don't know what you want to call it, but it was great. And it was very surprised. I'm always surprised when things like that are dropped, and they're just good from start to finish. I had no problems with the series. Did you guys have anything that you didn't like about it?
No, I love the whole thing.
I like the even the backdrop. I mean, everything that they had going on just seemed so. It's weird. It seemed so natural. I mean, as far as the way everything would flow, but it still had that same written feel to it. Like it was well written, so that made it carry a lot better. Yeah.
And Steve Martin did very well in the final episode with his physical comedy. I mean, it was so fucking funny watching him, dragging around on the floor after he was poisoned.
And Jane Lynch as his body double.
Yeah, she looked just like him. Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. Yeah, every member of the cast who just had like a short role or just like a guest appearance, they were all great. And again, there's nothing bad to say about the series.
Roy Wood Jr., former Radio Labyrinth Presents cast.
That's right. You can find that on our YouTube page or also in our RSS feed. One thing I really enjoy about the show is it's one of the shows that Caitlin and I watch together. So it's kind of like appointment for us. We sit down and watch it, and she laughs. You know, her laugh is great, so it's infectious. So if I'm in a shitty mood, which is probably most of the time because I'm a bitch, I get, you know, in a better mood hearing her laugh and a lot of that stuff. And Martin Short, of course, is super funny. They're all funny. I just have nothing but praise for that show, and it's so rare to have a show like that. Unlike Chucky, the new series Chucky, which is just a big bag of shit.
Chucky started killing people just for the hell of it now. He was like a Gollum character where he was doing it as like revenge for the kid.
Yeah.
But now he's just killing willy-nilly. So I don't know. I kind of enjoy that. Chucky shouldn't be like morally killing people.
I like Chucky. I like that character. I've always liked that character. I like the bride of Chucky. I like that actress from Family Guy. What's her name?
Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, Jennifer Tilly. She's a good actress. She's got a great voice. But I summed it up as it's a Gen X burrito wrapped in a Gen Z tortilla made of poop. I mean, because Chucky is such a Gen X horror film from the 80s, the late 80s at that, carried on through the 90s with all the sequels and everything. And it was a lot of fun. It was scary. It was creepy because a lot of kids in the 80s had that doll. My Buddy, I believe, was the doll that it's based on. Maybe a mixture of My Buddy and Teddy Ruxpin. But the characters, those kids in that school, my God, I fucking hate them. They're talking about their it's just bleh. I can't stand it. I really tried. I wanted to like it. And I do like it when Chucky kills people because it's, you know, old Chucky. But and Brad Dourif is there. It's Chucky, but it's, like I said, it's a Gen X burrito wrapped in a Gen Z tortilla made of poop. And I'm out. I'm noping it for the rest of the series. But you guys like it, so you know, don't be afraid.
I don't love it or anything, but it's decent. I'm gonna stick with it for a while. I want to see when Jennifer Tilly comes on.
Yeah, it's more of a nostalgia jolt than anything else.
Yeah, I wanted that. You know, who hasn't seen Halloween Kills yet?
I haven't watched it yet.
I'm saving. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, only because I don't have Paramount. But
it's on
Peacock.
Or Peacock, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I started watching it. Originally, I had a screening link, so I started watching it, but the link expired. I didn't do it in enough time. So then I put on Peacock and started watching it. And I'm first of all, the new Michael Myers mask makes him look like Mickey Rourke. So
I think Mickey Rourke kind of grew into the mask.
Yeah, it literally looks like Mickey Rourke now, walking around trying to kill people or killing people. But I don't know, the first Halloween is so good. The second Halloween is so. I like the third Halloween, which Michael Myers isn't in. And then there's a bunch of sequels throughout the 80s and 90s that ended up being interesting and cool. The ones that came out in, what was it, the late 90s, the ones with like LL Cool J and
yeah, that was around 2002.
Yeah, Halloween H2O, that era. I like those films as well. And I even liked the previous one, but I'm watching this and I couldn't get into it. I didn't buy in. I was just bored with it. So take that as you will. I mean, I'm hard to please. You guys might both enjoy it. Maybe I'll give it another shot, but I couldn't follow it. It made me want to watch the original.
It's supposed to be, you know, it's a three part movie or trilogy. These new movies are. So I mean, this is the middle one, and there's going to be one more later. And so this one, they say, for every way everybody's talking, it's just a straight kill fest through the entire thing, and it's not really meant. It's really to carry from the first movie to the last movie, as opposed to being a kind of a film itself. It's more of just giving the people what they want from Michael Myers, as opposed to trying to explain anything. That's going to come in the third one, which is supposed to have a different time jump too. There's supposed to be some time in between this current one and the Halloween Dies, or whatever the last one is. Halloween's Dead.
They're never going to quit making movies with Michael Myers in them, are they? Because those movies make so much money.
I mean, they'll do. Somebody will always kind of step in and reinvent, kind of like, you know, with Batman. Somebody's always going to pick the mantle up and recreate. And
that new trailer for Batman looks good. I think that'll be a good movie.
Yeah,
I looking forward to it. I like Batman, so you know, pretty much anything with Batman in it, I'll give it a view.
No, the Halloweens are good, but I didn't like the zombie ones were too much Rob Zombie.
Terrible. Did Danny McBride have anything to do with this the second one? Because he wrote the first one,
right? And he produced. He was a producer too. Let me see.
I wonder if he's doing the second and third films also, because that was why I enjoyed the last one, because the kid was funny and you could see Danny McBride's influence on it.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that more. Maybe I'll just give it another shot. Maybe I was being bitchy and didn't give it another shot.
So. Yeah, watch it on Halloween. That's what I'm going to do.
Halloween. Ooh. That's next Sunday.
He's writing all three.
I'll have to check that out then. Give it another shot. I know Jeff's going to talk about this later, but I want to watch Day of the Dead. I haven't had a chance yet, so we'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might not like the characters because they're youthful.
What does that mean?
It's kind of like Gen Z, millennials, Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay. All right. Well, the people get killed in it and the zombies move faster than they do in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I mean, they're George Romero kind of zombies, so they'll like have some jump scares and like come at you fast, like from off screen. But they don't, when they're chasing you, I don't think they move real fast.
God. I'll give it a shot.
That's worth giving it a shot. Especially if you're over The Walking Dead like I am.
I've been over The Walking Dead for a couple of years. Even though I want it to be good because I want to support a show that really put Atlanta on the map as far as the film industry goes. And they made such a cottage industry out of it. I want that to continue, but it's just so unwatchable. And I don't understand why. But I guess you just run out of things. I mean, are they sticking to the comic book or are they just way off?
Yeah, they're way off because all the people that were in the comic book are gone. Rick is gone and his kid.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like different people doing different stuff from the comic book, but it's not them. Like Michonne in the comic book, she found her kid or her brother or something when they went to that second colony.
Mm-hmm.
Michonne's not on the series anymore because she's a movie star now.
Mm-hmm.
So that they have one of the secondary characters doing that at the colony, but you don't care about it because you don't care about this character as much as you cared about Michonne.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they have Ross Marquand doing the stuff that Rick would have done. But
no, I like the character of Michonne.
I like Ross Marquand, and he's a funny dude, and his character is probably the best person to do it. But in my heart, you don't have the same feelings for that guy as you do from somebody who was there at the very beginning of the first episode. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm glad it's ending.
Aren't they going to continue it with a spinoff series?
Yeah, they're doing the Daryl and Carol show still.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some other anthology series that they're starting. They're still trying to bring out as much of the world as they can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daryl and Carol should do like a Brady Bunch variety show where the zombies sing and dance and they do little skits and stuff. That would be kind of funny.
And I'd be curious to see what happens because that new show, the World Beyond, Walking Dead World Beyond, was supposed to be the new hope for the show, but now they're saying that's the final season of this that's airing now.
And they're not doing the other Walking Dead, right? Fear the Walking Dead.
No, Fear the Walking Dead is back now also.
Oh, okay.
And it's still the best of a bad lot, but since Garrett Dillahunt left, I don't really care about it anymore.
Is Kim Dickens still on it?
No, she's been gone for a long time.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch it without Garrett Dillahunt. I like him; he's a good actor. We met.
Yeah, and they brought in what's his name, Keith Carradine or Dave? No, Dave. What's his name? David Carradine.
Mm-hmm.
From
Dexter.
No, from Dexter and from Deadwood. The Fear of the Walking Dead people love Deadwood, so
yeah, I guess so.
They always bring in people, and so I was like, all right, cool, I'll stick with it if David Carradine's going to be on, but he wasn't on at all in the season premiere of Fear of the Walking Dead. I don't remember what happened to him.
Hello, Dexter. How is Deb?
Yeah.
Why don't you get out of here? I could probably do that if I worked on it. Let's see, all sorts of shit going on. The Last Man, why The Last Man was canceled on Netflix, a show I didn't watch, or was it on FX? I forget. It was on FX. I didn't watch it. You guys liked it, right?
It's okay. I like the comic book, but I don't know. I think it suffers from being overly woke, maybe.
It was a guised woke concept when it was a graphic novel, and it was kind of just the wrong time to put it out. Well, maybe not the wrong time, but putting it out now makes it more emphasis on the wokeness when you could have just left that alone a few years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I like the concept of it, but I don't know.
Every episode is like directed by a woman, written by a woman, produced by women.
Yeah.
A lot of good women writers and directors. So.
Yeah, and Amber Tamblyn, you know how she is. Mm-hmm. David Cross's wife.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I enjoyed the story, and I like the characters. I like the guy. I like the monkey. I like the army lady that's trying to protect him.
Is it like 12 Monkeys at all?
No.
All right. Well, rest in peace to The Last Man. HBO Max is picking up Pennyworth, which means I can finally finish it. And they renewed Titans and Doom Patrol. A lot of good shit to get caught up on in the DC universe that I'm going to have to take advantage of, because the show that you and Steph both really like, what was that? Was that
Titans?
Yeah. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes and loved it. I just haven't had time to get back to it, but it's really good. I had no idea it was going to be so violent, R-rated. But I really, really dug it. Other shit in the news, The Sopranos prequel. Now, I don't know how much I believe these, because I've seen David Chase say, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." I talked to them before, and HBO wants to talk to me. But he's saying that he's open to the idea of doing more prequel movies in the vein of The Many Saints of Newark. He's also now talking about doing a prequel series. Some people are pissed. Some people are happy. I'm going to be one of the people that's happy about it, because I like mob movies, and I like anything in that Sopranos universe. Now that there's a universe, it was a linear show from start to finish, except for flashbacks whenever Tony went to therapy. But now we get to see all these things that happened prior to. And, the questions pop up. Oh, well, Syl and Paulie look so much older than Tony. But if you think about it, Sopranos first episode, the pilot episodes, Tony's 40 years old and Christopher's 25. So if you go back and watch The Many Saints, I think Tony's 15 or 16 when Christopher's born, or Chris might be a year old, and those guys do look older. But Paulie Walnuts was in his late 50s, early 60s, and obviously Syl, they're all older than him. The only character that didn't make sense to me in Many Saints age-wise was Big Pussy, because Tony always says, "He's my best friend. I had to kill my best friend." And if he's a different age, or if he's older than Tony, I don't know. But anyway, you guys down with watching more Sopranos, or are you not into it?
I'll keep watching it.
I'll watch it. I mean, it's a good story, so get as much from it as you can. Yeah,
why not? Soprano babies.
Yeah.
Sopranos Below Deck. I think that would be like done at the Bada Bing, and it would be set in the locker room where all the strippers go to smoke cigarettes and do drugs.
Where they have our Artie Bucco on that yacht, making all those canapes and stuff.
Yep. Artie Bucco. I would watch an Artie Bucco cooking show. That would be great. Go out and kill a rabbit and then serve it at your restaurant. Well, yeah, I'm down with that. What else is Chappelle? By the way, this is funny. Chappelle made more money for his last 2 Netflix specials than the creator of Squid Game, per leaked documents. Who leaked those? Oh, this is the person that got fired for leaking documents, right?
Yep.
Now, why is that shocking to anybody? Dave Chappelle brings them a lot of subscribers, and Dave Chappelle earns all that money for 5 specials, I think he did. Squid Game, Netflix took a chance on. So
right, it was a fluke.
Right.
I mean, that it even got as big as it did. I mean, that's kind of like you could throw Tiger King in there instead of Squid Games. I'm sure, he probably made a lot more than Tiger King, but look at the footprint it made. Yeah.
But now, and look at the guy that created Squid Game now is set for life. And, he has to come up with, either another season or he can pretty much do whatever he wants. He brought a lot of eyes and subscriptions to Netflix. So as long as that continues and people still talk about Squid Game, he's going to be set. Obviously he'll do another season. So I don't know why that's a big deal. I hate when these people, quit or they steal shit from companies and they leak it, and then it becomes news, but it's not really news. It's just, headlines that bait you into fighting with bots on Twitter. Not so much Facebook, but definitely on Twitter. That the Facebook whistleblower, the lady that used to work for the Democrat Party that went and got a job there and then stole other documents and leaked them. Everything that she says about Facebook is what actually happens on Twitter. And you can figure that out. Just look at any news story. If you look at CNN, all the replies are from MAGA bots or, Trump bots or whatever, but they're not real people. Then if you go to Fox News and you look at a story that they post on Twitter, everything underneath it is a woke bot. So it's just bots fighting with people. And so, that's how you like being entertained. Well, you're set. But yeah, I don't think anybody should be shocked that Chappelle's making bank. He gets so many eyeballs on Netflix from those specials, and he's just going to go on and make somebody else money. Hopefully he makes himself money. That continues to do that. And apparently nobody cares because he's still selling out venues all over the world. He just sold out, I think in London or something, or in England someplace. He sold out a show. So don't worry about him. He's going to be fine. Let's see. Oh yeah, a little bit of local news if you guys want to talk about it. I don't know that anybody cares. This is Atlanta radio news. Back in 2013, Eric von Haessler, who is my boss now at WSB, was let go from the Regular Guy show, and the Regular Guy show became Larry, Southside Steve, Tim Andrews, and Seabass. And then a year later, Larry was let go by Cumulus Media, and it became the morning show or something without a name. It was like the Rock 100.5 morning show featuring a guy named Jason Bailey and Southside Steve, Tim Andrews, Seabass left. I became a complete pain in the ass for Steve and a lot of other people that worked there. And I'm not afraid to admit that I was like freaked out, always stressed out, and causing a lot of pain, but because I was mad, but it had nothing to do with them. And that's, sometimes people do that. I'm guilty of it, but that show diminished me creatively and took me out of the mix. The host of that show didn't want me to be creative, and he didn't like my references and stuff. And that's really, I do that all the time now. But anyway, it became a bone of contention, and I was let go because the talent coach said that I was a pill, and I was. But I ended up in a better place, and I'm much happy now. So you fast forward to 2021, and that host has been let go. And I was going to be hubristic about it and blah, 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 blah. But I don't like it when people get unceremoniously fired from radio companies, even if I'm not like friends with them or particularly find them to be creative or funny or interesting. So yeah, I wanted to weigh in on that. I think that I wish nothing but the best for Steve. And Steve, by the way, shows you that
he didn't get fired. It's the other guy got fired. Steve's
right
there. Yeah.
Yeah. The other guy got fired. But Steve is a very gregarious person. He's nice and people like him, and he's really good with his clients that he endorses. And he can walk into a place and the people there that dig him, they he can light up a room when he walks in, and that's just his personality. He's always been that way. He's always been really, really friendly. He's hard to frazzle, you know what I'm saying? And believe me, I frazzled him, so it's very difficult to do that unless you're really annoying, and I accomplished that. But I would love to talk to him. That's what I'm saying, but he's probably not interested, and that's fine because I get it. I do say he holds grudges longer than the Middle East, but that's okay. And I mean that in a good way. But in the radio business, which we don't talk an awful lot about on this show, it's tough. And if you want to be, there's a lot of different things you can do, whether you're in talk radio or music radio. And if you're going to be doing talk on a music station, you have to be compelling enough to make sure the bosses don't want to put music. Once they start putting music in your show, the bosses don't have faith in you and being able to do that. You're on a talk show like ours. Our show, the Von Haessler Doctrine, has just become this, to me, and this is why I love it so much. We talk about news and information. We talk about pop culture, but we just kind of riff, and we kind of do an improvisation that you don't get a lot of on radio at all. You get it in podcasts, but you don't get it in radio. And for the fact that company allows us to do that and it's successful is a gift from heaven. And I really appreciate it. But I want to wish Steve Southside Steve and Axel. I want to wish them the best of luck because they're both really good guys, and I like them. So,
Cart Narcs on TikTok though.
Cart Narcs on TikTok and YouTube. Yeah, that's Seabass's. If you like, it's funny. Seabass has this little cottage industry of busting people in grocery store or shopping complex parking lots.
Yeah,
don't return their parts, and he does a little wee 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 wee. Hey, you didn't put that cart back. If you're a fan of the old radio show, I don't even know if they're still on. For a while, his show, The Woody Show, was still on the air in Atlanta, but I don't know if it is anymore. It was on some station that that iHeartMedia owned. But anyway, that's the show that he's on, The Woody Show. And Cart Narcs is really funny. And I can't believe he hasn't been beaten up yet because he always has had a lot of balls. He has big stones, and he goes after anybody. It doesn't matter what they look like. He will slap his magnetic bumper sticker on their car, and I'm just, it's funny. All right. Before we wrap up for the evening, we can talk about what everybody watched. I did not watch an awful lot, so I'll go over it real quick. We already talked about Only Murders in the Building, but again, if you haven't seen it, give it a shot. It's really good. The Sinner is back to true to form. The last season of The Sinner was hot garbage, but this first episode of the new season, I like that show, and it's another show that Caitlin and I watch together. And I like the guy that's on it.
Going to Haiti.
Yeah, you got it. Then we're off to Haiti.
To Tahiti?
Yeah, Squinty McGee is what I call him, but it is a really good show. And I put down the shows that I bitched about, and I am going to give Hollywood. I'm going to give Halloween Kills a second chance. And I've been rewatching The Venture Brothers, and I found a podcast that does an episode by episode conversation about all the Venture Brothers. And that show, to me, is probably the best show of that genre. It's a half-hour scripted show, and the reason the seasons always took so long is because they did traditional animated cells and they didn't do computer-generated art. Jackson Public is one of the creators of that. It's a great show. If you've never watched it and you like this whole new deconstructing the superhero genre, well, they started that back in the early 2000s. So, and they are working on a finale movie if you're a fan of that show and you don't know about it. So I can't wait for that either. But it's just a fantastic show, and they pull a lot from pop culture, especially from our generation. So if you haven't ever seen it, check it out. My staff pick this week.
They're all on HBO Max now, right?
Yes, every season. And then you get up to season 5, I believe, and they stop all the censoring. So it's kind of funny. The Jeff Richards Show on YouTube. Jeff Richards is a comedian and an impressionist. I think one of the best impressionists I've ever heard. He used to be on Saturday Night Live. He did Willy Wonka in an episode with Al Gore, I believe.
Yeah.
And he does a fantastic Willy Wonka impression. He has mastered the deep fake. So he does these interview shows with real guests where he's doing deep fakes. He does Dustin Hoffman. He does the facial tics. And his David Letterman with Harlan Williams from last month is fucking hilarious. And he doesn't have a lot of views. So go give him a lot of views. It's really, really, really funny. And I wouldn't say that because I usually am jealous of people who do impressions better than me. So I'm not. And I celebrate it. I think he's very funny. So it's Jeff Richards, not Jeff Bridges, Jeff Richards Show. And you can find that by just going to YouTube and we're looking down in the notes.
I watched even less than you did. I watched season 2 of Another Life on Netflix.
I watched all of them too.
Yeah. Have you watched the whole second season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just watched the first couple. I really enjoyed the first season. It's Katie Sackhoff. It's a sci-fi where alien ships come to Earth and we try to send a ship to where they come from to figure out what's going on. It's got a lot of similarities to a lot of different sci-fi. So it's kind of a mishmash of things, but it's done pretty well, and the special effects are really good. And I watched Sackhoff in anything, so so I'm watching that.
Even the Bionic Woman.
Also watching Blacklist still loving it. And I took the cue from both of you about the Aquaman on HBO Max, King of Atlantis.
Yeah.
And have either of you watched any of that?
I saw what it looked like, the animation, and I decided that maybe I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, it looks like it's an Aquaman series aimed at like 9 to 13-year-olds.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a serious animated show about Aquaman, and then I saw the animation and I thought, okay, nope.
So it's not that typical DC kind of Art Deco animation.
It's Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what it looks like. So I watched an episode of it, and it's cool. I mean, it has all the characters, but they're all just like anime characters. I mean, they're like, I'm gonna nope out of that one. So, and I'm good. I don't have a staff pick this week because that would be Dune, because I'm watching it as soon as we're done. But yeah, I'm probably gonna stay up and watch some of it just because I got to see what the opening looks like.
Snort a little spice and watch some Dune.
Yeah.
Spice must flow.
Spice. The Tom Brady shit is the spice.
Let's see, what did I watch that we didn't talk about? Oh, I watched the Coming to America, Movies That Made Us on Netflix.
I got to take a weekend and binge all those because I love that show. I love how they
and then there's a bunch of horror ones that I'm also saving for Halloween that I want to watch. Chapel Wait, you guys should check that out. That's the or Jerusalem's Lot, Stephen King adaptation. Yeah, it's on Epics. That's almost wrapping up, and it's getting really good with a lot of vampires like looking in second story windows and shit. It's spooky, you know. Good stuff. Then they're like really ratcheting up the vampire action, which it started kind of slow, but seems like it's getting really good toward the end. American Rust, I'm still loving that on Showtime. The Jeff Daniels, it's like Mayor of Easttown, but set in Western Pennsylvania instead of Eastern Pennsylvania.
Okay, Pittsburgh area.
Yeah,
American Rust.
area. Yeah. I watched the Remy Malek SNL. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. I watched that.
And What We Do in the Shadows. Nandor trying to become a human. Pretty good episode. I think this week is the season finale, or maybe next week.
I'm behind. I got to get caught up.
And Curb Your Enthusiasm, my staff pick, comes back this weekend.
Oh, can't wait for that.
Yep.
I hope they talk about Funkhauser.
I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, at least have honorable mention anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have to say farewell to a couple of people. Now, who's Gary Paulson, Jeff?
He wrote that book, Hatchet. Remember that book?
Hatchet. No, I don't remember that book.
It's like a YA book about a kid gets stranded in the wilderness and survives. I think it ended up becoming a series of books, but Hatchet was the only one that I remember reading. I think we read it in like 5th or 6th grade, maybe.
It wasn't about our geometry teacher?
No.
That's not nice. We called him Hatchet Head. That's not fair. And he can't defend himself. And we also lost Colin Powell, 84 years old. He died of blood cancer and Parkinson's disease. And you can't convince me of anything else, but he did die of COVID. Rest in peace, Colin Powell. Definitely a major part of our lives. And he will be remembered forever for all of his contributions that were very, very impressive. He was an impressive man. And
he was a very good speaker too. I saw him at a convention I was at. He was the main speaker, and he was actually one I paid attention to. Most of those guys, I go to the craft services table at the time, but this one I actually sat down and listened to him. He's a very, very good speaker.
I would have voted for him if he ran for president.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
But perhaps he was smart enough to not do that. So, all right, Jeff, you know what time it is.
Hello, America. And once again, it's time for your favorite pastime. Which one will they choose? Play along with this week's edition of Views or Snooze. Take it away, Jeff.
Views or Snooze.
That's right.
Number 1, the new Gwyneth Paltrow sex show.
Snooze.
Coming on Netflix called Sex, Love, and Goop.
Of course it is.
Snooze, snooze, snooze.
Snooze.
Come on, you don't want to see how she makes those vagina candles?
I already know how she makes them. She's into a bucket of wax. There you go.
All right, number 2 is Invasion.
Oh yeah,
Sam Neill alien show coming to Apple TV soon.
I think I might watch that.
Views.
So,
Yeah,
Views.
I like Sam Neill. I'm willing to give it a shot. It looks kind of dry, but
they've been hyping it for a while.
Yeah.
There.
Starts Friday.
Yeah, I'll give it a Views.
Views.
And number 3 is season 2 of Lock and Key on Netflix.
I didn't watch season 1. What's Lock and Key?
That's Joe Hill's comic book.
Yep.
Stephen King's son.
Oh.
And they did adaptation on Netflix. Season 1 was enjoyable. It was kind of flawed, I felt like, but I enjoyed season 1. I'm looking forward to season 2. It's a Views for me.
My favorite actor, Connor Jessup, is in it.
I'll give it a Views. I watched a couple of the first season. I like the way the story's great. Interesting, and it's very, very Joe Hill too.
Yeah,
I mean,
he looks so much like his dad with that beard.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he shows up a lot on the Eli Roth's History of Horror, and he's talking about different stuff, and he looks just like his dad when his dad had the beard.
Yeah, just imagine being that kid. If you're talented enough to pick up what your dad did, or maybe even do it better or differently, and still be successful, that's cool. And he didn't ride his dad's name to get there. And that's also impressive because so many people could do that, but he didn't. And I think that's pretty impressive. And the things that I've seen that he's done or that he's been involved in have all been pretty good. So maybe I'll check it out. All right. Well, let's do a little housekeeping. Again, we got to mention KusaCon, which we will be there on
Saturday, November 6th in Rome, Georgia.
Georgia.
Come on up.
We're not going to be going live, but what time is that Ming Chen Carrie Means panel?
I don't know. We basically got to be there until 6 p.m. So sometime during that day.
And it takes about an hour to get. So I'll be leaving home around 11 o'clock that morning, or whenever Caitlin gets home.
We might be, if everybody, anybody that's in the Radio Shack or on the Radio Labyrinth page on Facebook, we can probably pop in some Facebook Lives. A few videos popping in, seeing maybe do some one-on-ones real quick or something.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. And we always love talking to Ming Chen, and I can't wait to talk to Carrie Means and get some stuff autographed because I think
and Brian Silverbacks will be there. So
yeah, cool.
We'll have people to talk to.
Excellent. Catch up with Brian. If you're looking for a dog or a cat or an animal that you'd like to rescue, you can do so by going to barkvilledogrescue.org. Speaking of which, we hope that Steph will join us next week. And let's see, you can follow us on social media. By the way, we don't say this enough, and we should probably do it at the top of the video. And I specifically try not to do that, or at the top of the podcast. But if you're new and you're just catching our YouTube page, or if you're old and you haven't watched it on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It's just 2 little things you can do to help us out, and share it with your friends. And also, rate and review us on whatever podcatcher you use if you just listen. And you can follow us on social media at facebook.com/Radio Labyrinth, or join the Radio Shack, which is administered by Dustin. And let's see, Twitter at Radio_Labyrinth. And then we have Radio Labyrinth on Instagram, 2 pages, one for presents and one for not really posting anything. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. As always, if you'd like to become a Radio Labyrinth Patreon member, go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews. Sign up at any level you like. If you sign up at a $25 level, you will be a producer, and you will have your choice of any of our t-shirts that are available at our t-shirt shop, which is also in these show notes. So until next week, please remember to keep it canon.
Please hang up and try again.